weather really is that close, that every single lap you can get around here matters, and anybody who doesn't have to do an install check is trying to stay out and get a little bit of running in before this rain hits us.
We're in the Plain States, we're in Iowa, and it's summer, so weather is always a factor. It's not a matter of if it's coming, I think it's a matter of when it's going to hit here.
It seems like we have to dodge raindrops each and every year in some way, shape, or form when we come here at Iowa.
Montoya was out and actually stayed out for 6 laps. Of course, he's coming off of that win in Pocono just 1 week ago.
And a guy who's rarely ever off the podium here just shot to the #1 spot. That man, Mr. Tony Kanard.
Just watching the 28 of Ryan Hunter-Reay, kind of a bizarre situation. He was entering turn #1, and it looked like the wrap on the rear wing on the left side end plate just kind of ripped off of that race car. The crew right now is looking at that wing. It looks like they're just going to take the end plate off and switch it out.
Let's run down the order because James Hinchcliffe, he jumped up to #1 with a 183.6. Canan remains second with his lap of 183.5. And then Carlos Munoz got up to 183.1. That put him in 3rd place. Kimball 4th, 182.5 his quick. And Marco Andretti is up there now in 5th. They've just turned on the yellow. They've called for a track inspection. This announcement has just come over from INDYCAR Race Control. This practice session is over. Well, it's been a bit of a wait, but it's time now. The green flag has just come out for the Verizon Indy cars for a practice session in preparation for the Iowa Corn 300. Seems that INDYCAR has very wisely favored practice over qualifying because they really need a lot of preparation here. They've had very little.
Yeah, and these guys who got out here as soon as it were green, did they get in their cars quick? And they're pretty smart as well because they are getting as much running in as they possibly can. Just watching the onboards from Marco Andretti's car, looks nice and stable through the middle of the corner, but boy, he seems to have a big amount of push coming off at the moment with the racetrack still being green.
The 28 machine being rolled out with Ryan Hunter-Reay in it, so they lost a few laps, a few minutes of track time, but it looks as though the DHL crew has Ryan's car bit back together and they're ready to go racing.
Montoya Chevrolet powered is now quick, 184.6 as INDYCAR is preparing for the Iowa Corn Indy 300.
So this may be, in fact, a battle for the pole as Scott Dixon, lap #1, 186.399 miles an hour. That will put Scott Dixon on the pole. We'll see what he can do with lap 2. Can he pick it up even quicker? Scott Dixon on the track. We looked for him on the front stretch. There he is. Lap #2, 186.114. The average 186.256. That has him on the provisional pole.
You know, it's all part of it, and just excited for the team. It's been a bit of a rough patch right now, and it's not the race, it's not a race win, but I think this place is one of the tricky ones that we come to, especially for qualifying. And for our sort of, where we've been qualifying recently, it hasn't been that strong. So, to have all 4 cars in the top 7 is fantastic. Lockout front row, obviously with the target cars is exciting too. So, I'm just excited for the team and everybody on it. It's hard when you have a bit of a bad run and everybody gets down a little bit. Hopefully this will give us a bit of an injection, and we'll obviously have pit out for Toronto for both races, and hopefully tomorrow we can add a race win to the season.